What's up, everyone? This is Amar Akbar Anthony podcast. One more time, coming at you this week with a new topic. This week, we're going to be discussing university life and transitioning from high school to university. My name is Sharon, and I'm hosting this week. And we have Langston and Saif here with us. We'll be talking about our overall experiences. We're going to be talking about how we dealt with the new freedom that we had going into university, how living apart from our families was, and all that sort of stuff. Just to start off, I'll give you a brief intro on my background. I've lived in Dubai my whole life, in Sharjah my whole life, and I went to an Indian school, a pretty famous Indian school, and I then ended up somehow at RIT Dubai. Safe, go ahead.
So I was born and raised in Saudi Arabia, and I went from first grade to like ninth grade in Saudi, and then I went to boarding school in the U.S. and I did my high school over there, and then from high school I decided to come to Dubai, come close to home. That's where I met these losers, and yeah.
Okay, I guess it's my turn. Yo, what's
Yeah,
up,
like,
guys? What's up? What up? What up? Okay, so anyways, I was born and raised in Dubai, just like Sharon, and I
was not born in Dubai. Excuse you.
I went to a Catholic school over there for like 12 years or 13 years, and yeah, I somehow ended up in RIT Dubai as well after my last year of A levels and whatnot, and yeah, I met these two noobs over there. So that's my introduction.
Yeah,
Alright.
if you could have seen my face when Langston introduced with the "Hey, what's up, guys?" I was crying, and I was hitting
You were crying. It was.
I was
Your
hitting
tears
the
are.
take my decision back to host this podcast. I was like, take it back, never mind. Anyways, so I'm just gonna go ahead and ask Saif. The first time you came to the first day at RIT Dubai, what did you feel first day at RIT Dubai?
my first day in RT Dubai, I was quite nervous. I was like, first of all, I didn't know if I'd find, like like people who were kind of like similar to me or whatever, or like, interests or whatnot. And you know how like university is all about that. That's where you meet people who are just like, into the same things as you are or whatever. And plus, RT Dubai was a pretty small community. And so
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of nervous if I'd like, meet the type of people or if I'd get along with people or whatever. But I guess I was pretty wrong. I did meet quite a lot of great people over here, minus you two. And yeah, it was. I guess I was. It's just when you're new to a place or in a country, it's just you're just nervous about these simple things, and I guess I was wrong. It was nice. It turned out to be nice. But
Oh yeah, so this was your first time in Dubai as well, right? This is like your first experience.
technically, yeah, because the last time I went to Dubai was in fifth grade when there was nothing in Dubai. There was a zoo. And, uh, I remember,
Langston was in it.
yeah, Langston was in it. They had a hippo. Yeah, actually, they did. No, I'm kidding. No, but like at university, like 2000, with 13, 14, Dubai was a lot different from 2006, 2005 Dubai. So it was like, so technically, yeah, it was my first time. It was a good experience. It was nice.
And what about you, Langston? How was your first day at RT Dubai?
So my first day, honestly, it was not it. I was nervous, but I was not new to Dubai like Seth. So in that way, it was still good. But definitely, like seeing many different people and many different cultures on the first day was pretty different for me. Like I now met, seeing like especially like suddenly I meet some people who are 15 or 16 when they start university, and I'm like, what the hell?
I was 16 when I
Yeah, I was
started.
talking about you, Yuho. But yeah, anyways,
Oh, thank you.
yeah. And then I was like, and I thought you were from Pakistan and stuff. I thought Seth was from Pakistan as well.
For the
Yeah.
record, we're all Indian. We all have Indian nationalities. I don't know about Langston. Are you Portuguese now?
I'm Indian, bro. It was pretty overwhelming, meeting everyone, and especially when they were doing the whole icebreaker BS. Like, I was like, oh my god, like meeting new people. Was just different. It was obviously the first step was of talking to everyone was not so easy, but I mean,
Hmm.
eventually we did speak. The icebreakers did work, and yeah, I mean, it was a good experience. The whole freshman week, I would say.
I'd agree with that. I think they did a really good job for us in our university to kind of have the year above us, interact with the freshmen, and it was. I think they did it really well, and I have a similar experience where it was very weird. I had a lot of things going on in general, and I was very confused with what was
Dude, you look so
happening. And
depressed in the first week.
yeah, I wonder why that happened, Langston. It's not like I was going to
Oh
Canada.
yeah. Oh yeah. You told me that.
What a
You told me
moron.
that story.
Yes, I went from a Bentley to a Toyota
Yeah.
Yaris in summary. And
That's hilarious.
Yeah, but
uh,
see, that's what gave birth to the podcast, bro.
When I was in Dubai, I told people that like first of all I didn't want to tell people that I was like that I went to school over there because like whenever I tell someone like oh yeah I went to a boarding school in the U.S. my like but I'm from Saudi they'd be like why didn't you just stay in the U.S. I felt like everybody that came to our university was just like they were all just like that was their end goal. They were trying to make it out of the hood, and they were trying to go to the U.S. They're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do 2 years here, and I'm gonna transfer to like the main campus. That was everybody's goal, and
Yeah,
it was
that was
that
everyone's
was.
goal.
that wasn't my goal because I was like I don't know I was happy with what I got or whatever, but it was weird. Everybody was just like, yo, are you like out of your mind? Like, what are you doing here? Like, why did you stay there? Universities in the US are 10 times more expensive. I'm sorry. I'm gonna ramble on. Carry on.
Anyways, yeah. So this kind of goes into our next kind of discussion topic, which is like, how did we make new friends? How do we become more social as people? How did the university life really change us? And did we what was the environment like? Because for me personally, I was a quivering nerd. I was an introvert straight into first day of university, and I became very social, and I changed into, I guess, an extrovert, mostly,
Aww.
kind of, not really. And that I think the freedom had a lot to do with that. So that's my kind of 2 cents. Saif, how did you shift?
I don't know, cause like I never had a hard time making friends. Like I feel like I really changed. Like I don't know how I changed exactly, but I can for sure say that I've matured a lot. Like in the sense where it comes to I don't know, just thinking about the future. Because when I think about freshman year safe, I just think about this guy who was just like, I don't know, just so lost when it comes to like development as in like as a person, when it comes to personality wise, I don't know how much I've changed because because I don't know, and that sounds terrible to say because like I'm just as immature as an 18-year-old as a 24-year-old. I don't know, I don't want to say that, but at the same time, I feel like I have like matured a lot.
Langston, what about you? Because I will say this: we make a lot of fun of you. We crack jokes. Where we're always shitting on you. It's for good reason. You're an asshole. But the thing is, you
He's just really like a very like annoying like little sibling type and asshole. Like I don't know.
exactly. So having said all that, you've changed. I'd say I think New York was good for you. Two defining moments for you: just going to New York and getting a new pair of glasses. I think those two things, and growing your beard. I think those three things. I think was
Um,
the most change I've seen in you. But
that.
carry on.
Oh my god. Okay, so before you get into that, in my first year, I was an introvert. I can still be an introvert sometimes, but compared to my freshman year, I think I was much more of a person who wouldn't interact a lot with people. Like even like meeting you guys, like it was really weird for me. Like I wasn't I was not in that like school. To be honest, was not the best for me. School was not really the best, and like I never really went out a lot, and I never really had like that whole like we used to go for movies and stuff like that, but I never really had the life,
Yeah.
the actual like what people describe as like the high school life and whatnot. I never really had that. I think the best that happened was like okay, prom happened, and then A level was just like a pain in the ass. Like fuck that, man.
Really, Langston, are you gonna describe your prom as a good experience? Because I've
No,
seen your prom pictures and they're
okay, okay,
pretty
okay.
terrible.
Yeah, they're bad, but it was. I do miss that particular year of my life because that was like one of the best things that happened to me in high school, and I really miss that. Honestly, yes, I did look bad in the pictures, but whatever it was, I had a good time. Um,
Oh God.
fuck you both, man. Yes, go ahead. I don't care. Also, man, I had really dorky glasses, dude. I had like the dorkiest glasses in freshman year.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys noticed, and there's a picture of that. I
We
had the
noticed. No, no, no. I've told you on multiple occasions
Yeah, I
to
had the
change your
worst
damn
glasses
glasses.
ever, and I was like, "Why the fuck did I have those glasses?" And I used to wear Aeropostale clothing like every day to university. I don't know if you guys.
You
No,
still
I
do.
don't. I don't. I don't wear Aeropostale anymore. But I used to wear it like every fucking day, dude. And like baggy jeans and Aeropostale and like some normal shoes.
In my head, I always thought that, man, was there like a really big Aeropostale sale that I haven't been to or something? Like, why does everyone in university wear Aeropostale?
Oh my god, yeah, those were the days.
I really relate to what Langston said when it comes to like rules wise, because whenever I think about my school, like my boarding school was quite strict, and when it came to like I don't know, it was just I didn't like my school in general. Like I really disliked my school, and not to sound too harsh or anything, but the only good thing that came out of my school were the my friends. Like I made some really great I met some really great people in school and like made some really great friends, and like my school really like taught me to love my freedom. I really because like when I came to university and I moved to the dorms, I remember everybody was complaining about, oh, it's a lot of dorms or this. I was like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I can literally go to the mall or wherever I want to go to McDonald's at 3 a.m. and nobody's gonna like say anything to me. Like that's perfect. And well, it went in school. Like I literally had to ask a teacher if I could go use the bathroom. And
Yeah, that's every school,
oh,
dude. What the hell are you talking
I
about?
mean,
You don't just get up mid lecture
that's
and then
true.
walk out and whip your penis out and start pissing anywhere. Like, what's wrong with
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
mean, I guess
god.
yes, school. I mean, yes, but like when it comes to boarding school, like I'm talking about maybe like that was a very shitty like example, but I had to go to bed by like 8 and like 10 p.m. I had study hall at 8 p.m. and like I don't know this whole routine thing that I never got time for myself at all. It was just like strict like classes, sports, study hall, sleep, classes,
Well,
sports, study hall,
that's so
sleep, and
much
it was
discipline. Like that is like
a lot of discipline, but I fucking
sounds like
hated
that.
it. Like I didn't. Do you think I have manners? Like look at me. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. I, I,
Oh
I
god.
personally like thought it was very like I don't know. It felt like I was in jail. But when I came to university, I was like, yo, I love this. Like I could do whatever the hell I want. I mean, technically, like it was, it was a lot like boarding school, but with no one to tell me what to do.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, other than my professors giving me homework, but like that's it. Like that's all.
Even then, you didn't have to
And that
do
was up to
homework.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, even then, like no professor, like like chased me down the hall, like telling me, "Oh, you didn't submit this homework," and
Yeah.
that was also a great thing because that really fixed my work ethics. Because I'm like, yo, nobody over here is, nobody's gonna tell me to like, nobody's gonna remind me to do this shit. I need to like remind myself. I need to get my shit together.
That kind of segues really well into something else I wanted to talk about, which was rules in university. For me personally, in school, my mom was a teacher in school. Like, she was a supervisor,
Also,
and
you were one of
eventually,
those kids.
yeah,
Yeah, he was.
You were one of
it,
those kids whose teachers to work in the school, and we used to hate on that guy because his mom has to be in school and he's going to get all the grades and he'll know all the exam papers, and fuck him, basically fuck him.
it was half of that is true.
Honestly,
Um, the other half is like the shitty part, which is, yeah, I mean, like I wouldn't know what papers are coming, but my mom would know the marks I get in my papers before I would know.
oh, oh,
Oh,
that's
that's
terrible.
bad.
Imagine doing an exam on a particular day, and literally when you're walking back, like, going back home, and you're getting into the car, your mom looks at you like, Sharon, why did you do so bad in your exam? Like, what? How did you know?
Wait, like, what if you have an exam that went well and you're like feeling great about it, and your mom's like, "Why did you do so shit?" And like, "What? I did shit? I thought I did great."
Yeah. So there was a lot of that, and there was a lot of like teachers, like if you wouldn't do your homework, teachers would go ahead and like complain to my mom about, like, oh, your son isn't doing this and that. There was this one time where I was on the editorial board, and I remember taking a picture with a girl who I wasn't even like, we weren't even like, like I wasn't touching her or anything. It was just a picture, right? And we're just standing next to each other, right? And then the
Uh-huh.
because it was a school camera, and we were like two reporters for the school. The the teacher who was like in charge of IT, she went and like, called the girl to her office, and then me to the office, and told my mom. And my mom was like, Sharon, what has happened to you? You've become such a delinquent piece of shit. And I was like,
Oh my god,
it was really weird. It was hilarious though. I mean,
that's
Yeah,
that's crazy, dude. I would hate to have my parents as like
yeah.
teachers or as anything in my
Dude,
school, dude. Though I really
yeah,
don't
Sharon,
it,
there.
if
man.
for parent teacher meeting, would your dad come to meet your mom in school or something?
I don't.
That'd be fun. That'd be funny though.
I don't think I've ever been to a parent teacher conference. I
Oh
think.
fuck! I got screwed with that, man. I did bad in literature.
Dude, I used to have the worst. I have the worst experience with French Teacher Conference because my dad used to bring me with, and I used to be like, "Yo," I used to watch my teacher talk shit about me to my parents in front of me. Like, I was like, "Yo, it's Parent Teacher Conference, not Parent Teacher Student Conference." Like, yo, like leave me be. Like, I'll be at home chilling,
Dude, I
and
I
like,
I
I'll
I,
but
be.
I I
please
feel
I'll
you. I
be.
bring me
fucking
with.
feel you, sir. You have no idea.
Uh, my dad wanted to confront me in front of my teacher, like, say, "Is this true?" I was like, "Fuck, yes, it's true, man. What do you want me to say?" Like, shit.
What Seth really wanted to say was, "It's okay, Dad. I'll be at home waiting for my whooping at home in peace."
Man, dude,
Oh yes, please. I'll polish your shoes for you so you can whoop my ass.
dude, like, so I failed in math like in fourth grade, and like
What a surprise!
there was a parent teacher meeting, and literally, like, the teacher said this to my dad's face. Yeah, he doesn't know how to use a protractor, and I'm like, I'm right here, bitch. What the fuck? Like, dude, like, at least tell me to wait outside the room, or go get some freaking candy or something. Just tell it to this guy's face. He doesn't know how to use a fucking
You
protractor. I'm
see,
like,
this
what
is
the fuck?
last story. There was this one time in like final year of high school, yeah, and I'm sitting in class, and I had my first fight with someone. It was I think maybe like last semester of high school, and I had my first fight with someone, and I won.
Oh
I
my
was so
god.
proud. I was so proud because I really just pushed this guy a little further and dropped water on him or something. Like, that was it. But the point is, on the PA system, like 2 periods later, okay, the principal announces, Sharon Sadhu from 12G, please come to my office right now. And I was like, what the? And so, by the way, the PA system goes to the boys block, the girls block, primary, secondary, everyone, right? It goes to the entire school. And I don't know, there may be like 10,000 kids in school, right? And I just go there and I'm like, wow, this is incredible. News spread fast here. And I just get to the office and the principal goes like, oh, Sharon, your mom is in India, yeah? Here's a list of things I want her to pick up for me from India. I was like, what? What?
Oh my
You had to
god,
announce
that
that on
is.
the PA system? And by the way,
That's
when I come back to my class, I pass by the staff room where all the teachers are sitting, and yeah, this one teacher just goes like, she was like a supervisor or something, and she goes like, yeah, sure. And so why did the principal call you? And I was like, oh no, it's actually it's nothing really. My mom's in India, and she wanted to pick up some stuff from India. And she goes like, oh, okay, that's what it is. Oh, I thought it was because you had a fight with everyone. I just told everyone in the staff room it's because you had a fight with this kid.
Oh my god, that is fucked up.
That's
Anyways,
true.
so getting into the extreme freedom in university, like we've all lived away from our parents at some point or the other. Well, say if you've done more of that, Langston and I less so, but like how is that experience for you living away from your family, moving out for some time, and all of that?
I moved out of like I moved out of my parents' house when I was like in ninth grade. When I was in boarding school, like I already experienced a lot of things that everybody in university or in like in the dorms were experiencing, like in
Weed.
school. So yeah, university. It was a very easy transition for me. It was actually like very nice because like it wasn't just like because I mean I did miss my parents obviously like and like I talked to them quite often, but it was like freshman year of university. I had a lot of people come to me and like talk about like we have a friend who always used to come to me and used to tell me like, yeah, man, I really miss my parents, and I really like I want to go home. I miss my home, and I was able to help a lot of people like like get over it and like tell them my experiences, how I got over it and stuff. So for me, it worked out quite well.
All
For
right,
you,
he's Dr.
I feel
Phil
like
over here.
yeah, call me Dr. Phil. Yeah,
Anyways, yeah. And what about you, like?
So I think the only time I lived away from parents was obviously when I came to the US last year. So I came with the study abroad program and whatnot. And initially, it was definitely difficult for me. I mean, I was with my parents my whole life, and like getting adjusted. Like I did get homesick and whatnot, but like also like it was pretty difficult in a sense that you start missing them. You start missing. I miss my brothers. I miss my nephew, my sister-in-law, and I miss Dubai in general as well. And like, and I miss even you guys, dude. Like, I didn't even see you guys over here. So
yeah.
that was pretty shit. Like, and I saw Seth like what, freaking before that summer. Sharon I met like just the previous day. Then
And
I
then
had
you got assaulted.
no.
Yes,
Then
we
I had
know.
then I had to do shit myself. Like I had to do laundry on my own. I had to start learning to cook and whatnot. And then I started to realize how this was actually very valuable to me, where I got to be more independent. So I actually did appreciate the time away from my parents and family because that actually helped me know myself much more in a way that I'm actually capable of doing my own freaking laundry. That might be really small, but it's actually still, it was a big thing for me at the time. And I mean, I'm still living away from my parents right now, but it's like such a normal thing for me right now that I don't feel it. I do miss them. I do talk to them every day, but I do enjoy the independence, and it's amazing. Living away from your parents, I think it's something that everyone should experience.
I
Yeah.
agree.
So for me, I when I did the study abroad program, I definitely had very similar experiences. I just
Yeah,
ended up enjoying much more than Langston because Langston's a loser. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I think I had many similar experiences and many other experiences that we're legally not allowed to discuss on this podcast.
I mean we can talk about it.
I think there will be a lot of legal ramifications that will get all three of us arrested. But yeah, it was. I think Langston said it really well. I mean, it's important to live away for a bit, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Um,
my first semester over here it was the best for me. The fall semester when I came here, that was the best semester I had over here. Like I had a good amount of fun, and I never really I honestly like I went to class and whatnot, but like we did a lot of stuff every weekend, and I'm so like, and we didn't. I mean, this previous semester was not as great as that one, but yeah, I
Hmm.
do agree. Like the fall is was the best for me at least, and yeah, and I think for Sharon it was even like, oh my god, like Sharon though it was even better. Like, did you even
we're
see
not
his
allowed
Instagram?
to
Did
discuss
you
his.
did you guys even see his Instagram, man? Like his Instagram is fucking lit at
We're
that
not
point.
legally. We're not
Uh,
allowed to talk about the subject
I
anymore.
have actually a lot of videos of this guy, and
I
uh,
think legally we're not allowed to talk about the subject anymore, so we're gonna move on to the next discussion topic.
we didn't talk about student government.
Yeah, that's pretty much the last thing.
All right. So what motivated you guys to join SG? Because I never like really saw it as a big thing. I mean, we had like these like student governments in like we had student government in my school, but I want to ask you what really motivated you, or like what was your goal when you joined SG? What did you want out of it?
Um.
Yeah, so
Okay.
for me, like I've been into this stuff like since high school. Like it's high school's competitive that way, but so you kind of just get shoved into that. But I was a
Um.
Mm-hmm.
lot. I was in the shadows in high school, I guess, if you want to think about it that way. But when I came to university, I kind of stepped up and was more in front of people and doing more things, and I think that was a good opportunity for me because I've been on SG, I think, for the first 3.5 years of my university, and it was a lot of fun. I mean, it was great. Got I think that was one of the things that was a big confidence booster, just because it kind of gave you a different venue to start meeting different people, and then kind of like authoritative feeling in university.
I like what I liked
Nothing.
about like these groups is I feel like they really really help you build like these like small like uh
Connections.
not only connections, but like you really learn so much from these groups. I like they're like
Yeah.
things that like may seem insignificant, but like I swear I really feel like you learn organization skills, you learn how to like talk to people. Like whenever you guys are like like setting up an event or something, like you guys like learn to negotiate prices and all that. So I feel like you guys really learn some really useful or valuable life lessons from these like clubs and shit. But Langston, I wanted to ask you as well, what motivated you, dude?
I just forced
So
him to. I pretty
okay.
much
Okay.
peer
So
pressured him into joining because I needed
well,
someone to run
well.
with me. Or
So in school, like I never had anything like this in school. Like there was a student council, but
but
that time,
nobody
no, 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 no,
elected you.
no. I was
Stupid.
not confident enough to join that, and I doubted myself in school that I couldn't do this stuff because it was all for like the smart people and stuff like that. So I
And
never
you were
really had that
stupid.
confidence. Well, I did think I was stupid in school, but then when I came to uni, and then obviously I spoke to Sharon, and Sharon was like, "Yeah, you should join and whatnot." I'm like, "If Sharon can do it, I can fucking do it, man." Then I'm like, "What the hell, dude?" Like, I was like, you know what? Let me give this a chance because I was like the one reason why I wanted to join student government was obviously knowing what it is about. But the second biggest reason would be, I wouldn't say the second reason. The biggest reason is because I wanted to see how I would basically work under pressure, like having
Mhm.
to have like your courses on one side and actually work with the history on another side, because that was not like a joke, that was actually work. Like you were actually going to
Mhm.
be working in the student government, organizing
Yeah.
events or doing whatever you had to. And I was really scared to take that step. I was really scared. Like I wasn't even that, like I literally put my hand into the fire. Like at that time it did feel like that, like that's what I was doing, but
Mhm.
it was the best decision that I've ever made, and I
Yeah,
would
Mhm.
go. It was definitely the best decision that I've ever made, and and that turned out to be the best year of RIT for me. One of the best
yeah.
years, I would say,
Uh,
in my opinion.
I have an
That's
anecdote to share from my working with Langston on student government, and
Um,
you know what I'm going to talk about, Langston. So
you
here
can go
goes.
ahead and you talk. I don't know what you're gonna say, but go
we
ahead.
we we were organizing an event for the university students at
Oh
an
my
indoor
god,
trampoline park.
dude, they won't get it, dude. Like,
No, I think it's pretty self-explanatory, so I'm gonna
okay,
go
okay,
for it.
okay. Before you say it, guys, this is the stupidest thing I've ever done in student government, but I've definitely learned from it. But it is by far the stupidest. It is the most messed up thing that I have ever done. It wouldn't jeopardize the damn event, okay? But I'm sure
No, I think it would have. No, I think. Anyways,
it is pretty funny though.
sure, carry on.
so we're trying to organize an outdoor event.
Bounce, bounce.
Okay, let me. You've done enough damage, so let me. Okay, so we're trying to organize this event at an indoor trampoline park here in Dubai. It's called Bounce Middle East, right? And we're trying to send like around 80 students from university, and we're going to subsidize prices and all that, right? So Langston and I are the two main like events directors. Langston and I are the two main events coordinators in university, and we actually called them a week in advance, and we wanted to basically book the venue for 80 people, and we wanted to make an advance payment. So because we didn't have the money, we asked our finance officer in university to call up the place and just tell them, hey, we're gonna book it, and we'll pay you by credit card, and we'll figure that stuff out, right? His name is Mr. Saleh. Okay, whatever.
Oh my God, he's gonna hear this. He's gonna kill you.
Who cares?
Okay.
So Mr. Saleh called him up and said, "Listen, just book it on our end, and we will give you the cash payment once the money comes in." Right? So the money came in, and Langston and I now go to Bounce Middle East, and we have the cash. It's around 6,000 dirhams, which is like
Around $2,000.
I think $1,500,
Yeah,
yeah,
$2,000.
something like that. So it's that amount, right? And we go to them, and then we say, okay, hi, we're from RIT Dubai, and we've booked 80 slots for this place, and we have the money with them. And so the guy, he was, I think, Nigerian. He looked it up on his system, and he was like, da 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 da. I don't see your booking. What name is it under? And he goes like, we say, oh, it's RIT Dubai. He goes like, da 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 da. Oh, I don't still see it. I'm like, oh, what about Mr. Saleh? And he goes da 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 da, and he doesn't see it. And we start getting a little worried. We're like, why is there no booking done? And mind you, 80 people is the maximum they can book on any specific day. And we've already started selling tickets and taking money from people to go to this event, right?
Oh my
So-
God. This is giving me the creeps, bro. This is giving me the chills.
Right.
Like,
So
when I
we've
think
al-
about this.
we've already sold tickets for an event that's happening maybe like 3 or 4 days later, and we've taken money from people, and now we're so I decided to call up Mr. Saleh. I say, hi, Mr. Saleh, I just wanted to check with you. They aren't able to find your booking number. What name did you book the thing under? And he goes like, I didn't do the booking, I just spoke to them on the phone. You guys are supposed to do the booking. And we're like, oh shit. So if there's no booking, that means we haven't, we're not going to be able to get people to come here, and we've already taken money from them. So this is going to be a shit show. So I'm freaking out. It's kind of concerning because it's going to be really bad if we have to return money to people. And so I'm freaking out, but I compose myself and I go back inside, and I figure out that I can convey this information to Langston without the guy knowing by kind of telling it in a different language. And I say, Langston, usne booking nahi ki hai, which means Langston, he hasn't booked the damn venue. To which Langston replied, what? He didn't do the booking? This is in front of the guy who was checking.
Oh my.
Oh my God. Oh.
So this is how I describe how that felt like. It felt like we're in a war zone kind of a thing, and I'm running out of ammo. Okay, but I have like one bullet left, and I go to my like soldier, like my colleague or whatever, and I go, hey bro, hold this gun for me and keep it safe. There's only one bullet in it, right? And this dude, instead of shooting the enemy, just shoots me back in the face. That's what it felt like.
Oh my God. Dude, there was
I feel-
dude, Sharon's face was priceless that time, because I remember like Sharon was so pissed. So suddenly he was dead serious, okay? He was like fucking serious. He was like, dude, I want to buy like a sledgehammer. Or
Oh
something
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like he said that in a way like I'm
Yeah.
like, Seth, I want to buy a new phone. That's how he said it. Like, I want to buy a new sledgehammer.
No,
I was like-
I'll say it. I'll say what I said. So I went pretty catatonic. Luckily, we were able to book the venue. We gave the money. All that got done. It's fine. When we go back to the car, Langston and I are sitting in the car, and I say, Langston, you know what? I want to take a. Okay, Langston, stop laughing. let me get to this. And I go like, Langston, I want to buy, those things called jackhammers, the one that they use to break the tarmac or the road, the concrete. Yeah, I wanna buy one of those jackhammers and put your face underneath it, and then just break your face repeatedly.
Dude, when he actually said that, I was like, yeah, dude, you'll get one in IKEA or something, or you'll get one in freaking Ace Hardware. He's like, oh really? He's like, okay, let's go there. I'm like,
And I
This
sucker
is like,
punch Langston a lot, I think,
oh
right
my
after.
god, that day was the best day ever. Oh my god, I was thinking I was gonna get like fired or something.
I did
But
not
it
ever
was
get fired.
Sharon did save our
Bounce?
asses, but you gotta give us credit too, bro. We all worked as a team, so
Yeah, as a team
it
that didn't function properly. Sure.
oh my
Uh,
god, but it was amazing. I freaking loved it. It was
yeah.
definitely the best thing that ever happened at that time.
And that was pretty much it. That was our experiences. Does anyone
Yeah.
have anything else that they wanted to say?
Yeah, so I think music club was also another good thing that actually happened to me. So like I was handed over the club and I was like, oh my god, the that was really impossible for me to even handle like at that time. But that was definitely a turning point for me as well because I was on the SG at the same time I was handling that. Initially, it was pretty overwhelming, but I think definitely that did change a lot. Like becoming like the leader of that club did uh, help me learn about myself in that year as well. That's why I consider that year. I think that was the third year of uni, right, Sharon?
Yeah, it
That was
was
the
third
third
year.
year. It
Yeah.
was third year. I think that's why that year meant a lot to me because of SGA Music Club. That was literally the best thing.
It was fun.
It was
Mm.
definitely was.
So, so yeah. Hope you guys like this week's podcast, guys, and we'll see you guys next week. And the next week's topic is NRI problems. NRI stands for non-residential Indians, and all three of us are NRIs. Not to brag or anything. No, I'm just kidding. Hope you guys enjoyed this week's podcast, and we'll see you guys next week. Peace.